aside from that, what did you learn from this contest, looking at what's ahead?
No, look, I think one thing we will go back and obviously review and look at our final third, decision making, and again, I think being more ruthless in front of goal. If it was another night, and we could have had 5 or 6, and we should have, and we dominated the game in that way. And when we come up against the smaller nations in Asia, we've got to be more brutal when it comes to those chances. And but overall, after backing up after the England game, it's been a fantastic 6 months where, as I said, with a couple of friendlies against Ecuador and then Argentina and Mexico and England and now New Zealand, it's been a great learning process for a lot of the boys. And, as I said, I truly believe the depth is coming.
Massively long go. Looking forward to that for a long
Yeah.
time. What did you make?
He did very well. And, as I said, what's important is if you have young players and kids, that you have older experienced players. And one thing I learned, again, the Mexico game, and we're always learning, is that, when Jackson Irvine came off in the last 10 minutes, we really only had 2 senior players on the field. And, you need to have some good senior leaders in and around the kids. The kids will run and run and run, but on the field they needed also to be told where to run to. So I thought Mass tonight did very, very well, and helped out a lot.
Just on the youngest players, you were talking about some of the younger players. Alessandro Circati made his debut tonight. I know you were there at the Tabdini to watch him score his first goal. Technically tonight, I think that was his assist for Harry in the first goal. And how wrapped are you with his performance?
No, look, he's such a mature kid for 20 years of age, and he's we brought him into camp, and he had to settle in and learn what the culture was about and the way that we wanted to play. But when I went and watched him, and that's the best thing about me being overseas, to be honest, is I went to watch him live, Palmer against Sampdoria, and the kid, you could see from the grandstand, just so calm and mature, and I think I took the luck there as well, and he scored, so he was happy with me for going. So, but as I said, it's giving some of these younger ones a try and a chance, because that's the only way they can go up. And in a lot of ways, probably I shouldn't be doing it, because it's they should be coming through the junior national teams, but. As I said, we've lost a certain amount. We've already lost 3 players with retirement, and Vukovic, Moy and Rogic. I do expect more to come in retirements, maybe within the next 6 months or a year. But the way I plan anyway is I've got to plan well in advance, that we've got that covered, rather than if they do retire further down the track, we're not ready for it.
Do you expect a few after the Asian Cup, Marnie? Like, is that the sort of impression you're guys that they're going to give it one more go?
Yeah, potentially, Vince. I think, we've probably got a good half a dozen players that are on that 32, 33-year-old, 33 age group, and it's all about what they do at their clubs, really. And I don't want to rule anyone out now, but, again, when I first took over, I had to deal with older players and retirements and that, and with Timmy and Jednak, Milligan, Cruz and all these guys, and I don't think it'll be any different. It's just one step at a time. The boys are doing well at their clubs. If they're doing well, then they can help us get through and do well at the Asian Cup and qualify for the World Cup directly.
Could you talk a little bit about Boss, who looks a proper player, and also about Martin Boyle, who I know had his obviously sadly missed at the World Cup, but it looks as though he's bouncing back and enjoying life with the Roots.
Yeah, Boyle, he's just such a fantastic person, and he's great in the dressing room, and and he's great for the culture, but he's he's something that is very important to us because of his speed and his 1v1 action and those things. And you may notice I played a different system there a bit tonight with Boyle going in with a 4-2-2-2, and trying to get the two, Metcalf and Boss, against their 1-6, so we outnumbered them there, and then it's about the runs in behind, and that's what Boyley's good at, and, he should have scored tonight, but, those things will come.
And Boss?
Yeah, he's got a hell of a future in front of him, and, maybe there's probably people questioning why I played him where I played him, because he's in Australia, he's always at left full back. Westerlo in Belgium, he plays as a left wing back in a back five. But again, Craig Goodwin, 31, 32, and I wanted to see if Geordie could do the same type of role as Craig Goodwin, and he showed he can and he will. And it's just that final decision making, when he gets into the box and when to cross or when to cut back and things like that. But we haven't had really time to work on that in camp, but we will once we start playing against the Asian nations again.
With World Cup qualification starting next month, how much of your focus kind of changes from this mindset of learning and development? You've had these really valuable friendlies against top nations in the last 6 months. How much changes when that qualification process starts, and also with the Asian Cup in January?
Yeah, no, look, I think, pretty much after the Ecuador games, when I said that was more of a celebration for the nation and for the players, and I picked nearly as many as the World Cup squad I could. But since then, I've been just focused on really just the World Cup qualifiers. These friendlies, I've brought in some young boys for me to look at them and get to learn them and know them as train-ons. But everyone that I've picked deserve to be in the Socceroos and that. So it's as I said, my focus has just been for the World Cup qualifiers, and obviously with these playing against the top nations, it's fantastic, because when you make a small mistake, it becomes a big one. You get punished, and that's the best way for kids to learn. And I truly believe that maybe I am, like this, but I believe so much in Australian kids. I think that they've got the skill, they've got the physicality, they understand tactics. It's in the brain. They've got to understand that they belong. And when you play in Australia and you're so far away, Australia's so far away from Europe and the top leagues and things like that, the boys sit and watch them on TV, and they think, well, am I really going to make that, or am I that good? But when you play against them and you see that you can compete, it just builds that belief for the kids that they belong.
Talking of the qualifiers, you got discovered today you're playing Bangladesh. Any thoughts on that?
Look, I haven't really looked at that. We've got a pretty interesting group: Palestine, Lebanon, and Bangladesh. And no doubt we're going to need the government support in those type of decisions of where we're playing Palestine and even Lebanon and those type of things, because with what's going on at the moment, it's quite scary.
It looks like Algeria at the moment for the Palestine game. Is that?
Yeah, I don't understand that, because as far as I know, you've got to play your World Cup qualifiers in the confederation of where you have to play, where you play. So that's not part of Asia. So I don't think that's real.
Just on this couple of games that you've had, I mean, you've run Kai Rolls in a bit of a different position as well, and you did the same with Geordie Boss today. I mean, and also kind of changing formation. We saw that 4-2-2-2 for a bit. How much of this is developing versatility for tournament football and moving forward?
I'll be honest, I never planned to play Kai there, but when we're in US to play Mexico, training session, I could just tell Aziz wasn't ready, because he hadn't played a game for 3 months and the A-League hadn't started. And so at training, I just put Kai there to see how he'd go, because Cam Burgess, I wanted to see Cam Burgess as well. And Kai just fit in so well, so comfortable. And, obviously I'm not asking, if I played him there, I wouldn't be asking him to do like Aziz and Geordie Boss, up and down, up and down, up and down. We'd change our system a bit, where he'd flatten out like a back three and have like a Geordie Boss or Craig Goodwin working the sideline for him, and like we did against England, and then you play with 2 9. So it's it's more about having versatility because it's, we've been short in positions. We need nines, we need strikers, and that's why I keep trying to bring other ones in to have a look how they go.
You're happy with, in particular, bringing in Mo Kure, who hasn't really had many match minutes
No.
at club level, but again, another hugely exciting kind of talent. Tonight, more troubles, I suppose, being clinical in that final third.
Yeah. But again, it's he's got to be playing at his club, and I hadn't met him before. This was my last opportunity, last friendly. That's why I brought the 3 train-ons in. Yazbek and Robbo. I've obviously used Robbo before, but with Mo, and he was getting chased by Guinea. To go and play for them, and it doesn't matter. It really hasn't changed. But I wanted to bring him in and let him experience putting that, the emblem on his heart, and ask him how that felt, because that's the biggest decision for the players who got double passports. At where they feel the passion is, and who to play for. And it's not my decision at the end of the day. It's theirs. I would never try and tie someone down. Alessandro Circati was exactly the same. I spoke to him on numerous occasions, but it had to be his decision. And that's why I brought him into camp. That's why I didn't play him early, let him have a couple of camps with us. But he had to, his gut had to tell him that was the right decision once he put that shirt on and the emblem on his heart.
What's the situation with Volpato? Today that he might be moving this way.
I had a great meeting with him in Italy. I went to watch Sassuolo against Juventus, and I'm communicating with him all the time. But he's another one that I'm not going to pressure him. It's got to be, you got to do it because you want to do it. And we had a good chat, good time. He wants to focus at this moment on his club football, and I said, okay, no problem.
Just with the game coming up, the players, is something that's been discussed about you've got no idea where you're going to be playing.
Yeah,
are they uncomfortable with this, and sort of where is that?
Yeah, obviously everyone's uncomfortable with it, Vince, staff, players, because we're only 3 weeks away from it, and I think by Friday, it is, Palestine have to come up with a neutral venue, and I think we also have to be careful where that neutral venue is with what's going on. It's terrible what's going on, but it's as I said, it's the FA and working on it, and let's hope we get some support and help from the government as well with that.
Are you confident with the character of your players that they can deal with any?
Yeah, but as I said, it's depends what country they want to put us in to play. A neutral venue has to be a neutral venue.
Just looking forward to the Asian Cup in January. That seems like a huge opportunity with the squad that you've got. Obviously, last time we had 2015 in Australia, what a fantastic moment that was for Australian football. Coming off the Women's World Cup and, the momentum that's built, one, how confident are you that you can go all the way? But two, kind of how much would that mean on the back of this success of the Women's World Cup?
Yeah, of course. But, we got that time difference again. People watching the game at 4 a.m. in the morning, not playing at home 8 o'clock at night. So it's, I'll be honest, I'm just looking forward to the Socceroos playing at home. That was my 43rd game tonight, and I've played 9 games at home. It's crazy. So it's, I'm just looking forward to having a home game and a couple of home games. We've had, one this year. One against, 2 this year against Ecuador, and the rest of the time we've been away from home. And as I said, it's November. We've got 1 game at home, and I'm just looking forward to that. And I know the players are, because they want to play in Australia in front of the fans.
Just in terms of, sorry, not to labour the point, but when you say support from the government for the next window and the windows ahead, what exactly do you mean?
Oh well, help make those decisions. When the draw came out that North Korea I think, had to play against Japan. Japan's Prime Minister straight away said, we're not playing in North Korea. It wasn't the president of the club, of the association, it was the Prime Minister. And, you know, we're obviously not on top of everything that's going on and the security side of things and everything in the Middle East or anything. And no doubt the government's more into that than we are, so give us some help with it. So when the decision is safe, we need to be safe because, as I said, you know, at the moment, unfortunately, it's, as I said, it's horrible what's going on. But you know, there's a lot of protesting going on around in a lot of nations now, and we've got to play against Palestine somewhere. But we'd like a decision so we can plan and prep and get ready for it.
Arnie, you spoke
Last
about
one, guys.
the health of development, and you've already mentioned before about you want a home of football, not to be training, you know, on rugby league fields. Ange spoke during the week about the momentum of the Women's World Cup, but he said, I guarantee you won't see an influx of resources. Do you share that same sentiment, or do you think the government will come to the table and really help football?
I agree with Ange. That's the easiest answer.
You